Hello guys, welcome to another virtual science lesson. Today is going to be a really short and pleasant podcast for you. And we are going to talk about anthropogenic landscape elements. And anthropogenic means created by humans. Only created by humans, no natural elements. And guys, city historical landscape, this is uh, the topic I want to begin with. So guys, first of all, in our cities, we do our best to protect the buildings and the roads and other elements that have been built by our ancestors. Usually, when a city grows and it grows bigger, people tend to move out from the oldest part to the suburbs because living in a very old building is not as comfortable as living in a new building. So people basically move out. And the city centers, they remain empty. And this is a perfect opportunity to use them for a very different purpose. And the process of changing the functions of buildings in the city center is called the gentrification. Po polsku to jest gentryfikacja. So guys, we have an old building, it's pretty destroyed, and it's in the center of the city. So we have to renew it and then start using this, but not for living anymore usually, but for different purposes. And this is, guys, what they did in Toruń. Toruń is a city in central Poland, central western, northern western, I would say. And it's famous for its beautiful old town. This all comes from the medieval times. As you can say, this is UNESCO heritage, and UNESCO is an organization that protects the national heritage from all around the world. So the whole old town of Toruń has been preserved and now it's protected by law. So guys, this is the town hall of Toruń, and you have that old picture coming from the 19th century. And basically, the town hall has always been used for the same purpose. But guys, look at how it changed. What happened with the city is the fact that people moved out from there mostly. In the past, the whole city used to be basically surrounded by a wall, by a city wall, to protect it. And all the people lived in here. And right now, it's renewed, it's kept in a good condition, and there are many restaurants, there are many offices, but people usually don't live here. This is the process of gentrification of old buildings coming from medieval times to make this place a good place to visit by tourists. The same, guys, happened with Lublin. This is a city in eastern Poland. And guys, here are two photos, before and after, before and after. And in the past, people used to live in the very center of the city. But over time, the city grew, people moved out, and now the the main square is just used as a place for recreation. So there are restaurants, pubs, other cultural institutions. People usually don't live here anymore. So this is once again the gentrification, process. The same case was with Warsaw Uprising Museum. You can see the same building on the left and on the right. In the right picture, you see this building as the station for tram maintenance and the power plant for trams. And this used to serve this function for many, many years, but then the city grew, they started to get electricity from other places, so this building became unnecessary. But instead of demolishing it, it was kept and gentrified. It was made a museum. So The elevation, the outermost part of the building were kept, the insides have changed, and now it's a museum, very famous museum. Another example of gentrification of old buildings, of post-industrial buildings, is Manufaktura in Łódź. Łódź is a city in central Poland. And guys, this is a post-industrial gentrification, actually reclamation, because in the past, Łódź was the Polish capital of clothing industry. There were many, many factories creating clothes. But after some time, after the transformation, and so on, due to many historical factors, those factories just collapsed and they stopped working, which was left with various buildings that were empty and damaged in the center of the city. So instead of demolishing this building, it was turned into one of the most one of the best known objects in Łódź, which is the Manufaktura. Now it's a mix of shopping center and cultural center with hotels, restaurants, pubs, cinemas, and so on. So this is an example how to protect something that we had and turn it into something better, something new. Another example of reclamation of post-mining area is Silesian Park in Chorzów. And guys, in the past, this whole area was just a garbage dump, piles after mining, and very demolished environment. This was absolutely industrial landscape. And now it's turned into a place of recreation. So there is a zoo, planetarium, stadium, restaurants, and so on and so on. People just go there to chill. So this once destroyed by people area has been fixed. And not only fixed and not only brought to natural state, but also it has been altered to our needs. Open air museums are a very specific type of museums because they are in an open space. Po polsku to się nazywa skansen. And guys, those are usually ethnographic museums. Ethnographic means that they are showing how people lived in the past. And those pictures that you can see are the pictures from Tokarnia Ethnographic Park, which is located near Kielce, so that's the central Poland as well, central southern. Anyway, look at all those buildings. Those are old villages, old cottages that were brought there and kept in a single place in order for you to visit it and take a look what the village used to look like before. But now it doesn't look like this anymore because typical villages can be now only watched in open air museums. Modern village is different. Homes are built with other materials. People don't do all the work in the farmland by hands. There are machines to do this. Also, there are many roads because we need to commute, we need to transport the goods that we produce, we need to transport ourselves. So the network of roads has been built. In the past, people used to use horses to travel. Right now, they use cars and trains and buses. Guys, this is when you see this sign somewhere on a building or a bridge or in the street, this means that this is protected by law. This is the object of cultural heritage. And this means that it's very old and it's protected. You mustn't destroy like none of the buildings that you go past or so on, but this means that this has a very specific historical value. The sign on the right is how such buildings are marked in Poland, and the international sign is very similar but a little bit darker. So guys, whenever you see something like this, there is undoubtedly an interesting history behind it. Guys, this is it for today. As I promised you, it was short, so please go to the assignment section. There will be something waiting for you.